SNESdrunk. One question that seems to pop up every so often in the comments of this channel is, what are some retro games that I can get my kids into? Like, for example, my friend Gabe said that he and his 5-year-old son love to play video games together, but when Dad delves into the retro realm, the games get a little too hard, and my recommendation to him was for his kid to get good.
You sit there and you grind until your fingers are bleeding, or you're not a true gamer. Oh gosh!
Now, I did a video about this very subject a few years back where I talked about games like Kirby Superstar and Super Adventure Island, but I managed to find another decent kid-friendly game not in that video, and it's The Adventures of Yogi Bear, released in October 1994 and developed by an outfit called Blue Turtle, who also made the decidedly Amiga-ass looking game Magic Boy at around this same time. And just so you know, this game was called Yogi Bear's Cartoon Capers in Europe, both on the Super Nintendo and Sega Mega Drive. But yeah, I admit, I'm not the biggest Yogi Bear fan, and...
Here comes Yogi!
Ah! Okay, maybe this isn't so kid-friendly. The gameplay definitely is, though. This is an extremely simple run to the right and jump on stuff and bounce off of anything that gets in your way type of a game. In other words, this is the definition of a hop and bop platformer, and you'll hop and bop across 5 levels split up into 4 stages each using a health meter and 4 lives and no continues, which sounds harsh, but the game offers plenty of chances for extra lives, like these beds where you can take a nap and enter what's called Dream Time, where you bounce around looking for pieces of alarm clocks that you put together, and it's set to a time limit determined by these other clocks that you collect. Or you could just do the old-fashioned platformer thing and bounce on 100 picnic baskets. And, that's about it, really. You know how simple this game is? The instruction manual is a whopping 6 pages long, and not only that, most of it is double-spaced with like a size 16 font, like the publisher treated this manual like it were an assignment for a 10th grade English class. The gameplay is pretty good though, and I'm sure this will sound like blasphemy to some of you out there, but it's kinda, sorta, maybe, barely reminds me a little bit of Donkey Kong Country. I mean, this game is 1,000 times more bland, and there's no hidden areas, or exploration, or even boss fights. Seriously, no boss fights at all. But you do play as a larger sprite bouncing off of enemies with an emphasis on sprinting forward through each level as if it's one long corridor, and dare I say, it makes the game kind of addictive. There's even a few underwater stages thrown in to mix things up. Okay, that still makes Adventures of Yogi Bear look like Bernard Gilkey next to Donkey Kong Country's Ken Griffey Jr., if that makes sense. Oh, it doesn't? Well, anyway, this game certainly looks fantastic. Even if this is as bare bones as it gets from a gameplay standpoint, they did not skimp on the graphics. I mean, there's even slowdown that shows up here and there. It's the first time that I can remember being surprised and impressed to see slowdown in a Super Nintendo game like, huh, look at you, you're really out there doing your best. Good job, Yogi Bear, I'm proud of ya. The only real problem with the gameplay is the shaky camera viewpoint. This is one of those games that's stubbornly determined to keep the main character in a specific spot on the screen at all times, which means the background can get jolted around a bit, so that kinda sucks. But thankfully, the music in this game is pretty well done, and it's especially nice to hear those old Hanna-Barbera sound effects every time you do something. So yeah, just a real quick video on a game I haven't covered yet, but Adventures of Yogi Bear is surprisingly okay for what it is. And yes, I know some of you out there watching were raised on nothing but Contra 3 and Zombies Ate My Neighbors and you ate broken glass for breakfast and
Oh gosh, that's how you're supposed to grow up. Hey.
Well, as it turns out, not every single thing is made for every single person, so what worked for you may not work for everyone. I'm just here to point out that Adventures of Yogi Bear may work well for some kids out there, and maybe a few adults too. And that is all for now. I want to thank you for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.